All right, everyone. Thank you for coming to the MegaZone podcast. My name is LifeFilter. I have here MegaZero,
Hey everybody, how's it going?
and we have a special guest, Neinball from BlizzPro, fresh in from Sanctuary.
What's up, fellas? How's it going?
Doing good, doing good. So, well, tell us a little bit about you, Neinball. What kind of games were you playing this past few weeks?
This past few weeks, I've been playing Diablo. Anybody that knows me from around the community and such knows that I have a special love for the Diablo series. I'm a writer for the BlizzPro website, which is a Blizzard fan site. I also co-host the West March Workshop, which is a Diablo podcast with my main man, Leviathan. We air on Wednesday nights, and we talk a lot about Diablo, so that's one thing that I always am passionate about and spend a lot of time playing. Other than that, this past week I found myself playing a bit of Warhammer 40k, going away from the video games and back onto the tabletop, our glorious tabletop roots. But yeah, that's been a lot of my past week here.
Nice, nice. Well, what about you, Mega?
I've been playing a little bit of Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U, a little bit of Mario Party 10 with my kids and family, because that's something we all decided to keep playing here for a little bit. And over the weekend, got to check out some of that Splatoon Global Test Fire, which was really cool, by the way. It sucks it was only up for an hour for 3 times, but my daughter absolutely loved it for what it was, and who knows, might be picking that one up. I don't know about the $60 price tag yet, but we'll see. Other than that, a little off and on in the 3DS, playing some old school games like Quicks and Tetris and stuff.
Nice.
And how about you, Life?
Well, I've been mainly playing Final Fantasy 14, Realm Reborn. Been trying to get my Zodiac weapon in that game, so I've been grinding that out. But then I also been playing some Witcher 2, trying to finish a game so I have a new ending for Witcher 3 when it comes out in next week, or actually in 2 weeks. And then some Xenoblade Chronicles 3D for the 3DS right before I go to bed. So that's the game I play to put me to sleep.
Very nice.
Nice.
But that's pretty much it for me. The past week is mainly Final Fantasy, and yeah. So, well, let's say Happy Mother's Day to everyone. You know, that's a mother, and you know, even if it's a pet, you know, or just, I don't know, you know, you have a goldfish, you have an actual kid, if you know, you're its mother. So Happy Mother's Day.
Yes, Happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Yes, so a happy Mother's Day to all you mothers and mother lovers. I cannot go a Mother's Day without being reminded of the Lonely Island song.
The Lonely Island song, yes.
Wow.
Gotta remember that one.
I haven't heard
That
them
throws
in
me
a
back
while.
about a year ago now.
It is, yeah, that is, it's just beautiful. They've tainted so many, I guess wouldn't really say tainted, it'd be more like they've improved so many holidays. Can't go through Mother's Day without thinking about Mother Lover, and of course, Christmas. My #1 favorite Christmas carol is My Dick in a Box, so.
Dick in a box.
And when I went on a cruise, the whole time I'm just singing, I'm on a boat. The whole time. So it was great, you know. It was walking around with my flippy floppies, so it was good.
It gives life so much context. It's wonderful.
Well, let's go right into something that I've loved playing, but I haven't been playing a lot because of Final Fantasy, Diablo 3.
All
So,
right, let's talk about it.
Nineball, tell us everything about it.
Who would have thought that we'd talk about Diablo with me on the show?
I don't know. You know,
I don't know.
I guess it just happened.
It just happened. It's
Coincidence.
so coincidental, really. Yeah. So I guess for those that aren't as familiar with the Diablo 3 scene, recently, about a month ago, Season 3 just started. So it's the third, kind of ladder season, if you're familiar with Diablo 2, to come out for the game, as well as the really big patch 2.2, which has been I mean, it rivals the expansion, Reaper of Souls, in terms of the amount of content that is brought to the game. It is huge. It's like really revitalized the game with going and redoing so many of the old classic sets, the additions of new items, the reworked legendaries. It's really changed up a lot of the gameplay, and it's drawn a lot of fans back into the series. And it's a lot of fun. People pushing higher, greater rifts and things of that nature. It's a great time to either try the game again, if you maybe picked up Reaper of Souls, or even if you quit the game before then. It's definitely worth going and looking into.
Oh yeah, it's ever since I tried it again, I got an ancient I forgot what it was. It was a bow. It was an ancient bow that decrease. You gain hatred every time you use elemental.
The Kreider shot.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I had an ancient one of those, and I was like, what's ancient? And then I looked it up, and it was just ridiculously enhanced. So I was like, ooh.
Now I also have not started Diablo 3's season yet. I'm sad. I am starting this week, though. And, man, it just brings back so much memories before the season started, where I was running through with my monk as a ZDPS monk with that Fist of Astrask. Just blowing things up, as much as I could. I mean, it was absolutely insane, but it was really fun, too, to feel all tanky and be able to take the hits. But I'll be playing monk again and seeing how far I can take him. Pretty sure I'll go pretty far. I've yet to die with my monk, so I guess I know him pretty well, at least well enough.
Yeah.
Is there anything that we should watch out for that's really been enhanced in this game this time around?
I mean, it's a lot of things have changed. The Greater Rifts, which is kind of the in-game content for Diablo, it's a ever-escalating level of difficulty as you go through. It starts at level 1, and at the moment I believe it caps at level 100, but no one's ever gotten that high to even try. I think like the highest level has been like 70 is the highest that anyone's gotten, and that is like a rarity, like the best of the best, and only a few people have even completed that, and it had to have been in a group, with which you mentioned the ZDPS builds is a really big thing in that. And if you're not familiar with Diablo lingo, what ZDPS means is 0 DPS. It's 100% support. You're just there in order to buff up the abilities of your 3 other teammates, whether you increase their damage or increase the amount of damage that enemies take, you increase their resistances so you can take more damage, or you lock down enemies and keep them either stunned or frozen almost 100% of the time. Because at those higher levels, no matter what your survivability is, you're getting 2-shot by like everything. But people have only gotten this high because they've reduced the damage that mobs do in these rifts to allow people to try and get to these higher levels. So if you just get back into the game, if you play non-seasonal, you'll probably find yourself being able to accomplish a greater rift level than what you previously were able to do. And if you go through and you try out with the seasons themselves, you're going to find that a lot of the old sets and legendaries that you were familiar with have been changed. Someone that might have played in Reaper of Souls might remember the Focus and Restraint, really, really rare ring set.
Yeah.
Now it was garbage. Now it's the best there is.
Really?
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
It's whenever you use a skill that generates resources, it increases your damage by 100%. And then if you use a skill that spends resources, that also increases your damage by 100%, and they stack.
Wow, that's impressive.
Okay, wow.
Yep. So it's basically tripling your damage when you go through and start obliterating things. It's an amazing thing that they've done with really giving you a lot of options, because there still are other rings, even though that's like 200% bonus damage. There's other ring combinations that still vie with that and are viable choices. So there's a lot of different ways that you can go and play the game now.
So what do you mainly play on Diablo 3? What class?
Myself, I play the Demon Hunter, and I am extremely jealous that you found an Ancient Kreider shot, because I have no idea how many hours I've put in since they introduced ancient weapons and have not found a single Ancient Kreider. I've only found one Kreider shot to begin with, and so
I was playing my Crusader when it dropped.
Oh, okay.
Well, thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm leaving the show now. But, and this comes right on.
You scared him away.
Just like 20 minutes ago, my co-host Leviathan, he mainly plays a barbarian this season, but he's also been leveling up a demon hunter and playing around on it just a little bit. And he just got an ancient Kreider shot as well, and has been taunting me with it on Twitter the entire time. And it's like the thing that he got was just perfect, like in every way, because the Kreider shot is really useful for the new set that just came out for Demon Hunters, the Unhallowed Essence. Oh. And it rolled perfect. It rolled all the stats for that particular type of build. It is just like perfect in every way, and
I'm sorry. I wish I can give it to you. You know, it's not even my seasonal character that it dropped on. That's the worst part.
It reminds me of running through, like I said, with my ZDPS. How you had the Blackthorns running. I was immune to pretty much everything. And of course, like you were mentioning earlier with ZDPS, you know, with the support roles, yeah, I'm just running in there with 100% Fist of Astrask, marking them, and just letting your friends tag them, killing all the enemies. And, you know, it's a sight to see when you see those enemies explode and fly all over the screen.
But now he's useless.
I'm hearing it's not as useless, but I guess you could tell us a little bit about that Neinball. Is it coming back with the Fist Raskas? Is it worth it now?
I mean, that is still a good build. You have, unfortunately, monks have kind of been replaced by witch doctors in terms of the ZDPS.
Really?
I have heard that.
What made monks so powerful is they could have no damage, and they would put on, of course, the skill Exploding Palm, which made it to where if the enemy was afflicted by it and died, they would explode for a percentage of the enemy's health. So it didn't matter what your damage was. It would just do the mob's health and damage and everything around it. So if two of them died, they would take everything else with them. They changed it so now Exploding Palm is based off of your weapon damage. It's a lot. It's like 5,000% weapon damage. But unfortunately, you know, that means that your damage matters again. So if you're going ZTPS, it really doesn't do that much. They're still useful for the buffs that you're able to put out, and the Fist will still go through and apply the stuns, but Witch Doctor can better lock down enemies and keep them CC'd the entire time.
Nice.
Okay.
Yep. Though that the one thing that the developers have been talking about lately is that they want to get rid of ZDPS builds. They like the support aspect of it, but right now the higher greater rift progression for teams is it's 100% built around these ZDPS builds, and it's not so much that they increase your abilities, it's the fact that they stun, fear, or freeze the enemies for like 99% of the time, so the mobs never attack you back, and the rest of the team doesn't have to care about survivability. They just focus 100% on damage. The Witch Doctor runs in, horrifies everything, hits them with piranhas to go through, clump them all up, so your AoEs, you know, hit for maximum damage, as well as increasing the amount of damage that the enemies take. And it's not that fun of gameplay, because you're not really fighting anything. You're just sitting there hitting buttons while the enemy stands there and does nothing. And the developers don't like that style of gameplay.
Kind of like Season 1.
I can understand that.
Yeah, exactly. They want something that's a bit more interactive. And so this is going to address multiple complaints, because one of them is that the damage of the higher greater rifts is just too high. There's nothing that you can do. You can go max survivability, like no damage whatsoever in every single defensive skill and stat that you have on your gear, and you'll still get 3-shotted by enemies. You know, that's how insane the damage is. And so there's not much of a point in stacking any type of survivability, and players have been complaining that you need to lower the damage. So they're going through and saying, well, we can lower the damage. It's just that this being able to burst you down in just a few hits is the only thing that provides any type of a challenge, because of these 100% CC builds. Yeah. And so what they're going to do, they're trying to find a way to remove the 100% crowd control, and then that will allow them to further lower monster damage to make it a more gradual scale instead of you just start getting like leaps and bounds. Once you get it up to like greater 50, you notice the damage really starts jumping with every single individual level that you go up.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
it's a pretty good insight.
Yeah, I definitely want to get back into it. I want to at least just get a level 70 character in the season. I was playing the monk. I don't know if I end up actually liking the monk, but I might just go back and do what I'm comfortable with, Demon Hunter or Crusader. But,
yeah, both the Demon Hunter and the Crusader got new sets this season. So they've got, the Crusaders got the roll-in set, which is really nice. Unfortunately, it didn't replace their most powerful skill. Akon's is still, one of their more viable ones. But the Demon Hunter, the new Unhallowed Essence, as well as the reworked Natalias, are really changing up high-end play.
Nice.
Right. Very cool.
Are you thinking about getting back into it, Mega?
Oh, I'm gonna be starting getting into it, I believe, tomorrow. So
nice.
I want to start the monk, but kind of like with what Neinball was just talking about. I think with what Witch Doctors being ZDPS at the moment, or supportive. See, that's my problem too. I'm kind of one of those guys. Like I'm enjoying that support of feeling like I'm there for my friends. But I also like doing damage as well, so I could go either way. But I understand exactly what they're talking about too. They don't want you just to sit around, I completely understand that. There's no way. I wish there was a way for them to go around that, to be able to have like some of these enemies, maybe something specific to hinder those ZDPSs to go, whoa, I gotta go back, or maybe create some new enemies for that.
Yeah, that's we'll have to see how they actually design it, because right now it's only been a little bit of talk and a couple of the developer interviews. They haven't given too much insight on what their actual plans are in addressing it.
Right. Yeah. Maybe in a further expansion for Diablo 3 or something.
We have patch 2.3 confirmed. The release date is probably still at the minimum 3 months from now, because season three at a minimum will last for another 3 months. It might be longer.
Right.
So patch 2.3 is going to be their next major content patch. We're going to have We're going to have new sets for the Crusader, the Witch Doctor. Who else was getting it? So the Crusader and the Witch Doctor, and I am forgetting another class. Oops.
Wizard?
Monk.
Monk.
New set for the monk. There we go. Nice. So the monk got a redesigned set, but not a new set. So we're going to see those 3 new sets. They're going to rework some more of the sets even further. And we might be getting a new zone, like not a new act, but a new zone with new monsters and new bounties and new tile sets for rifts. Potentially called the Ruins of Shesharon, which is the ancient barbarian capital. So we'll have to see how that plays out and what they actually managed to get into patch 2.3. But because you mentioned expansion, you can't talk about Diablo without also talking about the rumors of the expansion. A lot of people are basically feeling that the time is right, that they're going to go through and announce the next expansion for Diablo 3. And that should be coming up in Gamescom at the beginning of August. That's what most people are thinking. That's what they did with the Reaper of Souls. They surprised everybody by announcing it at Gamescom and not at BlizzCon. It's another one. Is like everyone's expecting a new World of Warcraft expansion to be announced at this year's BlizzCon. So they think they'll probably try and stagger the announcements again, and we'll get Diablo Expansion 2, whatever it should be called, and whoever we should be fighting, announced at this year's Gamescom coming up in August.
Nice.
Well, I, for one, will be looking forward to that expansion, so... I love Diablo 3, love Diablo 2. Just this whole series itself is really good. It's never been bad, I should say. The auction house was very different for them. I know it didn't work out very well the way that was initially hoped, but I think what they did with Reaper of Souls really pushed Diablo 3 into a really good direction.
Yeah.
So,
well, we'll see what's gonna happen at
They're-
Gamescom, hopefully.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
pushing this game forward and forward every time with an update, and it seems to be always a very big update at the very least. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, one thing that I know will never happen, but it would be interesting if happening is seeing Diablo as an Oculus Rift game. So
That would be interesting. That would definitely be something else, kind of throwing it out. I think that it does support like the NVIDIA 3D, but actually going like a full
Yeah.
VR would be something else.
I played around with the NVIDIA 3D. It actually looks pretty cool with the 3D, but it's still a little gimmicky. It's like the 3DS, but with active shutter glasses, so it gives you a headache after a while.
all right, so new expansion update for Diablo 3. You're in first person mode. Good luck.
Yeah, yeah.
Torment.
That will coincide with the MMO.
I could see this now. Like, all you see is your fists coming out as you're punching the enemies in front of you. You can't see behind you, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, whirlwinds, and you just spin around, and that's all you see. The Oculus Rift, making
imagine.
yourself sick with the lashing tail.
Just imagine playing a whirlwind barbarian with an Oculus Rift.
Oh my god.
And then the butcher, come here, throwing the chain at you and dragging you up. Oh, that would just probably make you throw up. But speaking of Oculus Rift, so it was supposed to come out this year, but now it's delayed. Is it taking too long? What do you think? What do you guys think? Do you think it's taking too long for it to come out?
Well, it's like one of those ones that's had so much hype built up around it for the last couple years. It's like one of those ones where it's just been talked about for like I think over 3 years now. It was 2012 when
longer.
they first announced it.
It was a little bit longer when it was in the Kickstarter, and then the first development kit, and then the second one comes out, and then Facebook buys them.
Yeah. It's one of those ones. It's just been in development for so long that I kind of feel that no matter how good it is, it's gonna be hard to live up to the hype.
Yeah. Have any of you actually used one, played around with one?
No, I've not had the opportunity.
Well, the first time I actually was able to play one was at South by Southwest in Austin, Texas, and it was a first-gen development kit, and I could see how they were trying to refine everything because it looked like I was looking at a screen door. It was still 3D, but I could see all the lines for all the LCD pixels, and it was cool, disorienting at first, but cool. And then I happened to, at the comic book store, someone brought a second generation dev kit, and it was a heck of a lot better. It had the full motion with the camera, and doing the roller coaster ride on there made me nauseous because I wasn't used to it. But here's the thing about it. His computer was losing frames, so that frame loss made it feel awkward. So that's another thing that after using it, I'm thinking to myself, you have to have a hell of a machine to be able to run this thing. So and run it properly. So is the hype really there? Is it something that should be out now, or should it still wait a year, maybe 2 years for hardware to catch up?
That's a really good question. Well, to answer your first question, the previous, I'm still looking forward to Oculus, and but to be honest, I think part of the hype, even for myself, has kind of disappeared over time. Yeah. They kind of went off. For me, they went off the scale. No news for a little bit. And after the whole Facebook thing, and where does it go from there? I mean, I heard nothing, so I've pretty much forgotten about it. And now hearing that it's coming next year now, no longer coming this year, it's a little disappointing. But They want it to be right. I'm okay with somebody wanting something to be right.
Yeah.
You know, but and as for your other questions, is it time for it? I think game-wise, I think everyone's ready for Oculus. As of system-wise, honestly, I think anybody who's going to go for the Oculus, they're going to have a high-end machine in the first place. To have a low-end machine with this thing in the first place, could you imagine how bad it would look?
But my point was that one guy had a machine that couldn't run the demo very well.
Right.
You see
but
my
did
point?
he enjoy at the same time though? But did he enjoy it? So it's, I guess, you're gonna want to have a high-end machine in the first place, I think.
Yeah, I think one thing to also take into consideration for that is kind of like price point, and
Yeah.
you know.
Right.
One of the things is also that they kind of mentioned in this press release, you know, when they were talking about it, or not directly in the press release, but in some of the conversations about it, when they gave the announcement a few days ago, is that it's going to launch in early 2016, and they also, you know, talked with, I think it's the Nate Mitchell, who's the vice president,
Okay.
is going to be high end. So it's a lot of people were expecting this. This is going to be kind of like the consumer level VR gaming device that's going to get everybody into virtual reality, but it's not that. It's going to be priced well over $200.
I'm sure.
I think the $1,000 price point was kind of joked about. You know, so it's one of those ones. It's going to be something that, if you can afford it, you probably will have a high-end system to go and you know, run the graphics on it.
I think for the low end, though, I think that's where you get the PlayStation 4 and the X1 low ends when they come out. I think that's going to be for them. It's going to be perfect for the casual players that don't care too much about PC. That don't care about having the super high graphics that we would care about as PC gamers. And that I think that's probably where that comes in. It's probably maybe that's why they're going for high end with Oculus. Outbeat these other VRs for the consoles.
Yeah, a lot of the things I heard and at the conferences at PAX and things like that when they were talking about the Oculus there is that thing about motion sickness when it comes to frame loss. It tricks your brain.
There's actually something that was really cool about the Oculus Rift technology, and that they've kind of have helped and used this in like the Air Force simulators, is that there's the processing delay of when you like look like to one side or just move your head or look up or down, that there is just like the smallest fraction of a delay between like the sensor detecting the movement and then it sending it to the computer and then coming back and reprocessing it to show that you're looking down. But your mind can tell the difference. Your mind sees the lag in between you moving your head and then everything moving, even though it's a fraction of a second, like talking, you know, less than milliseconds. And so they've actually had to invent new tech to eliminate that, and they've more or less done it, and most people don't get the motion sickness from that anymore. But like you said, like the frame loss can really have an adverse effect on the system. But it's really cool what they've put into it, and like kind of like the groundbreaking technology that they've made to make it like really usable.
Yeah, and that's what they were talking about. You know, that it's not so much as the tech anymore. They solve the issues with the tech, but it's the image coming from the machine. If you're playing, say you're playing GTA 5 and first person view on PC, and your PC is not high end enough to take that huge landscape with the field of view, and you're turning your head and that frame loss. That will just disorient you just enough to make you like think twice. You're like, okay, where am I? Type of thing.
You mentioned GTA 5 with Oculus. I can imagine how cool that would be. Can you imagine how good Star Wars Battlefront would be with Oculus? Woo! And a snow speeder?
Gosh.
Woof! Looking back and seeing your buddy go, "Hey, buddy, shoot the harpoon. I need you, need you." I mean, that's just... That
and then
would
some
be cool.
people...
That would be cool. Okay,
That
come on,
is
Disney,
of
listen,
course
Listen,
that
come on, Dice.
that is of course if you're going to be one of those evil people playing the rebel scum. Why would you ever do that though?
Well, if you're on
Sit up
the...
there with Oculus in the AT-AT.
if you're on the
Now that's
speeder...
a much better example. Much better example.
But if you're on the speeder, you know, some people are going to be like, "All right, guys, I'm done." You know, wiping puke out for their mouth.
Maybe what they need in the AT-AT at that point is to kind of go, "Oh, you know, I'm driving. This is taking this. Okay, this sucks. I'm gonna get up and go push some buttons over here. Up, run back. Hey, there's some rebels. Pew 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 pew." You know,
Yep.
maybe
But-
that's what we need.
Well, it's gonna be something to see what's gonna happen. Hopefully, E3 they may talk about it, you know, more in detail, what it's gonna be, maybe price point, and who knows. You never know.
Yeah. I went and looked it up just to confirm some of those things, and yeah, so far the only thing that they've mentioned in a couple of their interviews is that it will be more than $200.
Yeah.
And you know, I was sorry. The $1,000 price point. It wasn't that it was joked about, but he laughed at the possibility. So it won't be $1,000.
No, the developer
somewhere
kits
between
are like
it'll be somewhere. The current developer kits are $350.
Yeah.
A
That's right.
lot of the times those are sold at cost.
So
Yeah,
they're gonna have to try to make some money. Maybe it might be a maybe $500 unit after it's
Very
finalized.
possible.
But
Yeah.
you know, you really have to really want it. And if you're going to pay $500 for a headset to play games, yeah, you're going to have a high-end machine to run it. You're not going to be the person buying a headset that costs as much as your machine. So I could see that. But seeing let's go ahead and just skip out from the Oculus Rift talk, and let's get into something that does make you puke. Roller coasters.
Oh man,
Who pukes on a roller coaster?
Drunk people.
yeah, that's it.
Okay, fair enough.
Or someone who's never been on a roller coaster
Yeah.
before.
Universal Studios and Nintendo. That's
Yes.
gonna. So, is there gonna be a Rainbow Road, Mario Kart track as a roller coaster that jumps off the track?
Look, this to me fits everything that Nintendo could do with a roller coaster. I mean, for me, there are two games that fit this: Mario Kart 8 and F-Zero. And by God, if they do F-Zero before we shoot up,
F-Zero doesn't exist in Nintendo anymore.
Oh well,
F-Zero is a stage in Smash Brothers, and that's about it.
Yeah.
And
hopefully
it's
they're
Captain
due for
Falcon,
another one.
No one else. So
Well,
it's, either Captain Falcon or you're
to be a little fair, the Wii could not do that. The Wii U could play a game like this, but but.
Did you see the announcement of the new 200cc for Mario Kart?
Yeah.
Yes, I played it.
I mean, it's like part of the thing that they went through, and we're talking about that, and the big thing with the 200cc is like we're gonna fill that niche of like the high-speed racing game that you can't find on a Nintendo console. It was like
it could have been F-Zero.
You had a series. You had a high-speed racing series. You own a franchise that's all dedicated to this, and you're like, oh, we're making 200cc on go-karts.
Yeah,
it's like,
look, Neinball,
on Super Nintendo in the 90s,
they gave us,
and it was fast.
They gave us Captain Falcon as an amiibo. That's how you get to play it.
You shut up about amiibos.
He mentioned amiibo. He mentioned amiibo.
I had to. You say that, and that's the only way I could think that Nintendo would go, well, this is possible.
You just play with your little Mac amiibo that's on your desk right now, and that's all you can play with.
Pretty.
Yeah, just put it away.
So, okay, going back to what we were saying, though, all I can imagine, though, with these roller coasters is I want them to have some sort of countdown in front of you, and at least to hear Captain Falcon go, "Falcon punch," and you just shoot right off. That'd be awesome.
Well, they have to do this just like every other Universal ride. You have the rides for the adults, you have the rides for the teenagers, and you have the rides for the kids.
Right.
So here's my predictions. You have an F-Zero or Mario Kart-ish track for the adults. For the teenagers, you have like a Pokemon Zelda thingamajig type of ride with 3D motion.
Oh my god!
No, hold on, I'm not done yet. And then for the kids, you get to ride around on Yoshi.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you know, your baby Mario, and then at the end, Yoshi jumps and falls down a pit.
So what you're saying is,
and you live. Yeah,
so what you're saying is, with Pokemon, they're going to bring Pokemon Snap to life with a ride.
Exactly.
With a gamepad.
Stole the words out of my mouth.
Exactly. That's what I was saying about the Pokemon Snap for a one of those 4D rides, kind of like the Spider-Man rides. And
exactly.
Homer Simpson ride. It's going to be a 4D ride, but you're going to be Pokemon Snap, and at the end you're going to score and say, "Oh man, I took a better picture of Gyarados than you," type of thing. There you go.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to be.
The thing about mentioning that is that could be true in a lot of ways, because even there's Men in Black on Universal, and there's Toy Story at Disney World. And those rides are extremely popular for kids.
Yeah.
Because you get a ray gun in your hand and pew, 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 you get a score. It's like playing a game. The kids are having fun. And what does that say with Nintendo? Fun. That's what Nintendo wants, is kids to have fun.
Nintendo, please raise the limit of your street passes from 10 to infinity, please, for the love of God.
Gosh.
It sucks going to a convention and sitting there like, okay, I got 10, I'm done. Damn it, got 10 more. Shit.
Yep, you gotta flip it open, close.
So, everyone's going to carry around a 3DS at that Universal Studios.
Yeah.
Not me. Yeah. Not me. I can't do that. If I did that and start showing that around, I'm gonna get jumped.
No,
so
no one wants it. No one cares. No one cares for your.
No one cares anymore. Hope no one cares anymore.
But what do you think, Neinball?
Well, I mean, this is just one of the last ways that Nintendo could go through and fully whore out Mario, and yet another way to just make money.
It's a me, Mario.
Exactly, it's pretty much. I mean, it really comes down to just Nintendo. I don't know. Like Mario Go Shopping 4, and you mentioned you have Mario Party 10. And they're gonna. I think I just heard them announce Mario Party 17. It's just like, how many more things can they just go out and announce and just like go and continue to rehash the same thing over and over. And I think like one of the things that reading some of the reports on this is that obviously Nintendo hasn't been in the best of places because the Wii U sales have just been far under what they expected them to be, and that there's been a lot of popularization, especially overseas, of video game themed like amusement park rides and such, and so they're going and they're trying to capitalize on that. And from some of the sources that I read, that there's a lot of theme park bloggers and such that are thinking that the Nintendo exhibit that they might do is just replacing like the Woody Woodpecker's Kid Zone at the Universal Studios. And just kind of like removing that because it's already been rumored to be closed down because it's just really not that popular. But getting rid of that and kind of going and putting it in kind of like a kids area, or filling in, like you said, some sort of like 4D ride or something like that, just to kind of like add in some Nintendo themed exhibits into Universal. To kind of like revitalize that not as used section of the park, as well as just kind of a huge publicity pass for all things Nintendo.
I would like to see what they do. I love Universal. That's actually my favorite theme park in Orlando. I'm not a big Disney fan. Islands of Adventure was my place.
You can say that because you have left Florida and the mouse will not come and kill you in your sleep, unfortunately. We still have to profess that Disney World is the greatest thing ever.
Well, look, I just imagine Mario holding his hands out and it being like a rainbow, and it's saying Nintendo Land in his hands inside the rainbow.
Mhm.
Welcome to Nintendo Land, folks.
You may
You're
not
never
enter.
leaving.
You may not enter unless you have an amiibo.
Yeah, welcome to Nintendo Land, where you'll ride the same ride 13 times. We just call it different things, and you'll do it because we're Nintendo.
Yes.
Not jaded at all.
Don't worry, I'm gonna punch my way through the lines.
Stop it! Stop showing off your damn amiibo. Jesus Christ.
When I came onto the show, there was like one rule: you can talk about anything and say anything you want, as long as you don't talk about amiibos.
I think
are.
somehow this is gonna become a running joke, isn't it?
It's gonna be a running joke, and the only
Yeah.
person that's gonna show their amiibos is Mega, because he's a amiibo fanboy. He's an addict.
Yeah.
He's an addict. He smokes them at night.
He finds a way.
Yeah, he finds a way.
Look, I haven't been F5ing the buttons, so we're good.
So Neinball, is your power level 9,000 or greater?
Oh, my power level is definitely 9,000. It is over 9,000, in fact.
Is your power
I am
level
over
9,000?
9,000 for the information that came out the same week as this Nintendo news.
What is that?
It is that we are getting a new Dragon Ball series that takes place after Dragon Ball Z. Not titled yet here in America, but in Japan it is so far titled Dragon Ball Super. And we don't know what's going to happen with GT. We don't know if because Akira Toriyama does not care about GT very much, if it's just going to be erased, or if somehow they're just going to start it off after GT and just come full circle, some sort of time thing, and it's been done in a million series before, and just basically wipe out GT that way.
What I think it basically is going to be wiping out GT completely. It is just being retconned out of existence.
Yes, I think so too.
Yep, the new Dragon Ball Super. It's going to be just weird calling it that until it gets like an official English name.
Yeah, we need an official name.
Yeah, there's the movie Resurrection of F that just came out last month, which is kind of like a follow-up to Battle of the Gods. They resurrect Frieza in this new movie. It's going to take place apparently like almost immediately following the events of that film.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And this is going to have, and they say it's rumored to have more than 100 episodes, and
wow,
the manga is going to have more villains than Dragon Ball Z. So yeah, so a lot of screaming.
Well, hopefully the good thing this time around is that now, since technology is so far advanced, hopefully this time it's like we're not going to be waiting for the books. He can just say, this is how I want it to go, this is what we're going to do. They animate it. They can bring the books out for extended stuff if they want, for the reader. Or else it's going to be a lot of powering up the whole time for like 3 episodes. So
yeah. I can only hope, that they just go off of what they did with Kai, and they have better pacing, for the series.
Love Kai. Love Kai.
Yeah, here's a fun little tidbit. Dragon Ball series was created in 1984.
Whew.
That's the year I was born.
I was 1 year old, everybody.
Yeah.
But
they were changing my my Goku diapers.
You were laying those Super Saiyans.
Right in my pants.
So it's gonna air Saturday, 9 a.m., July 5th, 2015, in Japan.
Oh, got a date.
Oh, so they've narrowed it all the way down to July 5th.
July 5th, 2015, in Japan, Saturday at 9 a.m. It will be its premiere. So I'm gonna start learning Japanese, and I'm gonna find a way to watch it.
Good news, actually, because Funimation has been doing this with One Piece and some of their other animes, is that they will do their subs before they do their dubs. Not trying to make it rhyme there, everybody, I promise. Sub-dub. So,
maybe.
So, hopefully it shouldn't be, but maybe while it's airing or a couple of hours later within the same day, that we'll get the subtitled version of that episode. From what I understand, that's how it was working with One Piece. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm looking forward to that. I mean, I'd rather hear the dubs because I'm so used to hearing Goku's voice in a certain manner. But I'll read the subs. I could care less. I'm so hyped to check this out at this point, and I can't wait for the resurrection of F as well. But how about you, Neinball?
Yeah, I definitely will be going and looking forward to it. Kat, the missus, she's been going through and like rewatching all of the Dragon Ball Z series. I've been going back and watching Dragon Ball Z Abridged, which is amazing, comedy series. It's spoofs and parodies of Dragon Ball. It's
kicking me in my dick.
One of the greatest lines ever.
Oh, love it! I love it. I've been watching it as well.
Yep. Damn it, Goku. So it's just, yep. I mean, who in kind of like video game culture hasn't been touched by Dragon Ball Z in some way, shape, or form. Love it or hate it, it's there. So this will be really cool going and seeing it. And like you were mentioning, the resurrection of F, that apparently is now like the highest grossing of any of the Dragon Ball Z films, and it's not even been out a month.
Wow,
so
that's impressive.
It's Frieza. The Frieza saga was always a very, very big saga for a lot of people. So to have Frieza come back in a movie is a huge deal. Very big deal.
Well, I wonder how this is going to do with games, though.
Yeah. It's been a while since we've had any like real Dragon Ball Z games.
Well, you have the Xenoverse game.
Yeah.
So
Xenoverse is the newest game, for those of you who don't know, and it is online. It's kind of like an MMO where you can... Yes, kind of. Haven't they fixed those issues yet? Anybody know?
I'm not sure. It's one of those games that you're only online as a hub, and then you go do your single player game.
Right.
So
now they do have a multiplayer aspect where you can fight your friends, which is nice. Like very, very customizable character.
Yeah, you can make your own character pretty much.
Yeah, you can make Chrono from Chrono Trigger in the game. I mean, yes. I mean, not that Chrono really works in Dragon Ball Z, but just the thought that you can do that is really cool. I mean, there's tons of games that they've made, and they've made fighting games like Budokai for PS2. That still has that feel today. I don't know if anything is still as big as Budokai. They made Saga. They made that one, I think it was called Legacy for the Game Boy Advance quite a few years back. It was more of a top-down game.
I mean, let's be honest. When you think of a Dragon Ball Z game, you think of Budokai.
Yeah. Yeah. Or the Quake 2 mod. Remember that one?
Wow. That's a throwback.
I did not see that one.
Man, that one's a throwback. I remember playing Quake 2, and I had the no CD patch, and Neinball and I played it, and all you hear is your character just going in the back, going, charging up, and then, it was such a good game.
Yeah,
I'm gonna play it.
I'm gonna play it right now.
I'm gonna play it right now.
We're gonna put the podcast on hold for a second. You just keep talking. I'll be over here.
Well, so what? Let's go ahead and just get things wrapped up, and what are you gonna be doing, Neinball, later this week, and what's your podcast? When's your podcast gonna air, and things like that?
Like I was mentioned earlier, you can catch myself and my co-host Leviathan. We're here on Twitch every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. It's the West March Workshop. We're a Diablo 3 podcast. You can find us at twitch.tv/Leviathan111. We're also on iTunes and Stitcher. You can look us up, West March Workshop. Also, you can find us over on our homepage at BlizzPro.com. You just click on BlizzPro TV or do a search for West March Workshop. We're also on YouTube. You can find us on the BlizzPro YouTube channel. YouTube. Or you can find it on Leviathan's channel, which is Steven or Steven111, or just do a search for West March Workshop. Yeah. You can find some of our older shows on Inferno Archon, who was a Diablo streamer who helped found the show, but later went on into game development, so he had to stop. And yeah, from there, most likely you'll be able to find me back in Sanctuary, going through and killing demons, and lots of demons, and killing more demons. Yep. And then also, Warhammer 40k. I have a big match coming up this next weekend. I'll be playing undead robotic space Egyptians. So yeah, it's an interesting army.
Yeah, definitely follow them on their Twitch channel to view the podcast or listen to it. I listen to it when I'm heading to work. It's a good podcast to listen to.
Yeah,
and follow if you his Twitch.
If you want to know anything about Diablo, we talk a lot, so be prepared to be assaulted by knowledge.
It's about 2 hours. It's of awesomeness.
Yes, very, very good podcast. Recommend everybody to go check it out.
Yeah, and you can, if you want to hear from me personally, you can always follow me. I'm at Neinball Gamer on Twitter.
What about you, Mega? What's your future look like?
Well, my future looks like I'm going to be playing Diablo 3. Probably some more Mario Party 10, Smash Brothers for the Wii U.
Nintendo has your soul.
I'm going to be... Nintendo has my soul at the moment.
It does.
Well, something that Mr. Life Filter doesn't know is as of tomorrow, I'll be joining Final Fantasy XIV again. Ooh. And going to be doing some more Punch-Out for the Wii. So, wonder why.
So he's gonna, So I'm gonna have to carry him on Final Fantasy 14. My Lollapaloo's back is gonna hurt.
Oh, luckily your midget carrying skills are good. They're very good. But for those of you who don't know, of course, there is an episode for Mega Monday coming back.
Yes,
and
Mega Monday is back.
And I'm joined with Karn. We're doing Punch-Out for the Wii. And I'm cosplaying as Little Mac, so I hope you all enjoy this. It's something that I haven't seen anybody ever do, and so I had an opportunity to take a different aspect of how you do this game, and I jumped right on it. So I hope you all enjoy it. Catch it tomorrow, and please do let me know what you thought. Anything that can be improved, anything you'd like to hear about it. I'm gonna do some behind the scenes. So look forward to all that as well.
Nice. Well, I'm gonna be mainly just playing Final Fantasy 14 because I got to get that weapon before the expansion comes out. So that's June 19th. So I got a little bit, but it's coming right up. But I will be streaming some Final Fantasy, maybe some The Witcher. So if you want to watch how The Witcher 2 ends, I am going to be doing a non-human side, so if you guys want to come by and check that out on this Twitch channel, I will be doing it. I don't know exactly because my schedule is crazy, but I know I will be playing some tomorrow, so catch me on tomorrow. But the rest of the week, I'm going to St. Louis. I'm going to see Distant World Final Fantasy concert orchestra for my wife's birthday present. So her birthday's Saturday, so
I'm even more jealous now.
I'm already there.
I bought that like 5 months ago, the tickets for this. It's sold out, so I'm excited for it.
And a quick question for you then, Life.
Yes.
For people who don't know, what is your Twitter account name? Oh. So that people can follow you. So if you happen to be there, you can say, hey, they're playing this music for those of you out there.
Well, it is The Life Filter, no underscore, no spaces. The Life Filter on Twitter. It's at The Life Filter. And you guys can, follow me, catch catch up on the news, I will be posting there on when I'm going to be streaming games, and so eventually I have a backlog of games I'm going to be streaming. Some finishing up Dying Light, playing some more GTA 5. Definitely finishing up The Witcher, and I'm going to be playing The Witcher 3 when it comes out. So
Very nice.
And some more Killing Floor, especially with Mega. He's going to play some Killing Floor with me. If not, I'm gonna make him. I'm gonna make him.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for
Myself.
watching. Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to say, for those of you who do want to also catch us on Twitter as well, my Twitter handle is at the MegaZero, and don't forget to catch the MegaZone at the MegaZone. Or should I say MegaZone podcast?
Yes.
Is what you want to do. You can find it at the MegaZone, but you have to space it out. So do at MegaZone podcast to find it on Twitter.
Yeah, our YouTube channel is at the bottom as well, so you can just click the little post-it, whatever it is, down on the Twitch, and you just click our channel and see it. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you guys for watching. This was a nice, quick podcast. We'll be back 2 weeks from today, hopefully. And hopefully this time Caprica can join us. He had to do his he had some personal things he had to take care of today. It is Mother's Day, so it's probably dealing with his parents. But next in 2 weeks we'll be on, and we'll have hopefully another guest, or it just be us three. So,
thank you very much for having me on today's show. And I'll be looking forward to catching next week's episode.
Yep.
Awesome,
well,
man.
We thank BlizzPro and yourself for being here.
Yes. Thank you. And we will all catch you later. Game on, guys.
See you all later.